see this giant stack of books next to me? That's the majority of my physical TBR. Some of these books I've gotten recently, and others I have accumulated over the past months or years, and still have not touched them. So we're gonna fix that. So, welcome to the video. Hello if you're new here, and welcome back if you're returning. So we're going to tackle my physical TBR for this video, and I've got more books on my shelf that I need to go and look through, but I figured I could at least start with maybe a couple books on this stack. I'm not gonna go crazy and go through all these right now because that would put me into a reading slump for sure, but I figured maybe start with one or two and then look for my shelves, see what still needs to be read on there, and then add to this pile. So you know what? I think I'm gonna go ahead and start with Gate to Kagoshima. I got this at Barnes & Noble last month, like at the end of last month. It was their February monthly pick, and look at these spade edges. So pretty. So this is supposed to be a fantasy series or duology. I'm not 100% sure because it says it's part of the Ancestor Memories fantasy. So I don't know what to expect. This is supposed to kind of be like Outlander, where a person in modern day, or at least more modern day times, goes back to a older time period, but this is set in Japan. So I'm very interested to see where this goes and what's going to be happening. So I will start reading Poppy Kuroki's Gate to Kagoshima. Hello, it's still Wednesday, but I just got home. I ended up having to work from home most of the day because I had to cover for a character on the train tonight, so I had to stay home to memorize the script. And I didn't get much of an opportunity to read Gate to Kagoshima. I think I'm like about 8 pages in, but I'm hoping to read that before I go to sleep tonight. However, I have been listening to the audiobook of The Favorites by Layne Fargo, which is, and yeah, this might not be on your 2025 bingo card, but it's a Wuthering Heights retelling that's centered around ice skating. So that is a concept I never would have imagined in a million years, and I probably would never have picked it up if I had heard about this in high school when I first read Wuthering Heights. But The Favorites, I am eating up. I'm eating it up. The audiobook is juicy, and I'm flabbergasted that I'm enjoying it. So I'm probably about like somewhere between 50 to 60% through listening to that, and I was able to make some progress with that today. But my other book I'm going to continue to read, and I am about to crash out. Okay, ignore the giant pile of laundry behind me, but hello, it's now Thursday, and I have to jump on the train again to cover for a different character, so I've got to get myself ready to go so I can meet up with the cast to go over lines. But I figured I'd give y'all an update while I'm getting myself ready. So thank goodness this character does not require a lot of makeup, so I will just be doing like a simple mascara and lip gloss kind of. Okay, so I'm still going with Gate to Kagoshima, and I'm about like 46 pages into that right now. So it's a little slow for my liking, but I'm curious to see where it goes. So basically the main character, Isla, I think is how you pronounce her name, she's visiting Japan because she has relatives that fought in a samurai rebellion back, I think like the 17 or 1800s, and she's trying to get information about that whole rebellion. So she's going and visiting the gravesite modern time, and then a typhoon happens. So she's set back in time to the actual event of the rebellion, and she is trying to figure it all out and doesn't seem to quite understand yet that she's in the past timeline. So I'm still waiting to get to that part. Again, I'm still at the very beginning of it, so I'm willing to give it a chance to see where it goes, but I'm hoping it picks up soon. And then for the favorites, that is still getting juicy. So I am like probably 7-ish hours into it. Yeah, so the favorites has been very interesting. Never would have thought I picked it up, considering how much I loathe Wuthering Heights, especially Heathcliff's character in that story, but this has been a very good adaptation of it thus far. So I am aiming to finish it this weekend, hopefully, but we shall see where that goes. Yeah, so again, this is very minimal makeup for this role. Like literally just mascara. Might put on some blush, foundation, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, that's it for that. And then because I'm cat sitting for the rents, then I'm just gonna go feed her before I also leave too, and then see if I can just make myself a quick water or like an iced coffee. Just that way I have a little bit of fuel with me tonight.
Foxy, you want to say hi? You want to say hi?
Hi everybody, happy Friday. I have not spoken to you all day. So because I was doing so much with the dinner train for the past 2 days that I was able to take some time off today and use a vacation day. So I've been able to get some video editing done. I finally got my February video up on my channel, so that's finally done. And I've also been reading Gate to Kagoshima today as well. I'm about 64 pages in, so I was completely wrong when I was trying to describe what time period this was taking place in. So this is actually the late 19th century. I think they said the year was like 1877. Yeah, it was 1877, and the modern day time is 2005. So it still is very good. It's still a little slow, so I'm going to hopefully keep pounding this out for the rest of the day, and then my sister is going to meet up with me later when she gets off work to have dinner with me, and then we'll just chit chat, and I will catch up with y'all for my weekend plans a little bit later. Good morning everyone, it's now Saturday. I totally did not check in with y'all last night on my reading, but dinner with my sister was great. We literally just brought Panera back to my place and just watched some YouTube and chit-chatted and scrolled through social media, and then I listened to a little bit more of the favorites through audiobooks. So I am somewhere around the 9-hour mark, so I'm hoping to finish that up this weekend. But this morning, I'm hoping to get out to Sanibel Beach and maybe spend like an hour or two out there, bring some snacks with me, bring some reading to do, and then probably maybe go run some other little errands before I come back here. So I've got to go, and then I've got to charge my camera battery, otherwise it's going to die. So, exactly, truck. morning, everyone, and happy Sunday. I did not get a chance to update y'all yesterday about what I did, so I ended up spending some time at Sanibel Beach. It took me a little bit to find some parking. I think I really paced the parking lot for like 30 minutes, but I did eventually get a spot, and I was out there for a couple hours just reading on the beach and just enjoying the sunshine and the salt water. I didn't get to go in the water, but I just at least just hung out by the seaside and just relaxed. And I did get a lot of reading done for both The Favorites and Gate to Kagoshima, which you saw the footage for. And then I enjoyed some late breakfast, early lunch out there as well. And then I came back into town, just walked around some of the shops nearby, and then I ended up going to see Opus in theaters. So, Opus, it's the new movie starring Ayo Edebiri and John Malkovich, where he's a rock star that basically starts a cult out in the middle of the desert, and she's a reporter that's going out to check out his new album along with her boss and a couple other reporters and influencers, and things start getting a little hectic. I actually was really surprised by that movie in a good way. I didn't really have any expectations for the movie. I kind of just went into it blind, and that ended up making for a very unique experience in the theater. So like I said, it does center around a cult, and it kind of is more a cult man-made horror slasher kind of thing. But I think what really stuck out to me was that I think I enjoyed it, like in terms of like a horror movie that's centered around a cult. I think I enjoyed this better than Midsommar for a couple reasons. One, in that I think the pacing of Opus was a lot stronger than Midsommar. And I get the point of Midsommar where it's supposed to be like a slow burn horror, where it's essentially is pulling you in slowly. But I think that deterred me away from Midsommar, and I think that's why I liked Opus, was because it had a good pace to it, and also you had a main character, Ayo's character, who is self-aware, and she knows that something's wrong the entire time, and she kind of is the Cassandra Troy character in a way. And oh my god, I cannot spoil the ending of this movie because you need to go see it. I will probably definitely say this is I don't know, because I'm trying to like figure out my definite rating on this movie, but I will say it might be in one of my top movies of the year. It might be a top movie for me. I don't know yet. We'll have to watch more movies and find out, but yeah, that was Opus for me. And the music was actually good in that movie. I'm surprised that John Malkovich could sing and make Moby style music, so there we go. Okay, so that was that, and then I came home. I had a salad recipe that I made that I found from Instagram, and I just chilled out. I doom scrolled. I chatted with my sister on FaceTime for a little bit, and I crashed down and slept. So that was basically my Saturday. But today I just did find out that I do need to cover on the train tonight, so for a different character. So this is now character number 3. So this will be very interesting. I'm playing a mime. That'll be fun. So I was gonna try to do a workout this morning, but that kind of got derailed for me. So I'm thinking, since I wasn't in Friday, that I'm gonna try to catch up on a little computer work just to get myself ahead for this upcoming week. I might just go ahead and wash my sheets and maybe just try to also get some laundry done while I'm at home until I have to leave for the train. So that's where I'm at right now. Who's out there? What do you see? What do you see? Who's out there? Grass. You're yelling at grass. Top of the morning to you, or top of the evening. I don't even know what time it is anymore, but hello. Happy St. Patrick's Day, my dudes. So, where am I at on getting this reading done. I'm still working my way through Gate to Kagoshima. Don't know where I'm feeling about that right now, but we will continue to read it. But I'm gonna go for a walk and see if I can pound out the rest of. I'm gonna see how much I could get more of. Oh crap! Because I had that due in 4 days of the favorites. So we're gonna do this while I walk. Okay everyone, hello. It's Tuesday night. I wasn't feeling 100% today, so I ended up working from home. But I did take some time to finally finish Gate to Kagoshima, which I had higher expectations for, unfortunately. And I don't know, it wasn't doing much for me, even with the battle scenes and the bloodshed and all the war stuff. I wasn't feeling it, so I think I ended up giving this one 2.75 out of 5 stars. So unfortunately that was kind of a disappointment for me, but it still was a great way to learn some history about the samurai in Japan and their fall and getting more of that historical context. So I really enjoyed that part. It was just, I wish it could be better. So fortunately that's that. Let me see, I only have like an hour left of the favorites, so can I get it done tonight before I go to bed? We shall find out. Hello everyone, and happy Wednesday. So I am feeling a lot better now. I just was kind of a little worried yesterday, but I'm doing better now. And I was able to finish the favorites last night, also as an audiobook on top of Gate to Kagoshima. So I think between both the books, I like the favorites more. And I think it was just because the writing was a lot more engaging for me. And as much as I appreciate the historical element of Gate to Kagoshima, I think I just connected better with the writing from the favorites. Although that did have its own problems that I won't dive into right now. But yeah, no, it was a good read. Again, probably not like the most stellar book ever, but it was good for a great audiobook to listen to. So I think I ended up giving the favorites 3.75 technically, but it's rounded up to 4 stars on Goodreads. So there's that. And then I just started Bluebird Day by Megan Tady, which is like a women's fiction sports novel, which I'm still kind of like in a sports fiction kick right now, and I knew I had Bluebird Day on my digital TBR for a couple months right now, and I was hoping to do that as like a winter TBR kind of book, but it finally became available to me, and I figured I wanted to read that, so I think I'll probably cap out the video once I'm done with that book so I don't drain this out forever, because I know there are other books on my physical TBR that I do want to get into, but I'm thinking I might make a couple of them separate videos, or I might just continue this and just tackle the TBR every month and see where we end up. So who knows? But yeah, so I'm gonna keep reading Bluebird Day. I do have to work on the train tonight, hence why I am working from home today, but I've been very productive. I went on a walk with my sister earlier, and we also have been doing some trip planning for some future travel upcoming during the spring, so we got some of that taken care of, and I'm still working on my regular job stuff, so I'll catch up with y'all when I get back home tonight from the train and from when I have more updates about Bluebird Day. Hello everybody, I am home from the train. It's another one in the books, and I took a bath, and now I am just reading Bluebird Day in bed. I'm probably about I'm 47 pages into it right now. It's still too early to determine my feelings for that book quite so far, but I'm gonna keep reading this until I crash out and go to sleep, so I will do something later.
So I was still not really feeling 100% on Thursday, so I ended up working from home. I was able to get to the doctor, get some medication, so I ended up making soup at home, which ended up being delicious, and I kept reading Bluebird Day by Tady. So I'm just chilling out in bed reading that and getting a little bit sentimental about it, so hope you enjoy.
Hi everybody, it's been a hot minute since I've last talked to y'all, so I just wasn't really feeling 100% yesterday as well. Hi Foxy. So I ended up going to the doctor. They were able to help me out, get some stuff. I'm not sick, thank goodness, and the stuff that they've given me has really helped out a lot. So I was able to go back to work today. I have not had a chance to read Bluebird Day at all yet today, so I need to get that done before I go to sleep. But I was able to crank out some reading of it last night. It is getting good. I think I was just worried because the writing wasn't as strong for me at first, but it's gotten better, especially as we've gotten to know more of the characters while the mom and the daughter are staying in their hostel while they're trying to get to their competition, which might not be a go because they're trapped in a snowstorm and an avalanche in the middle of Europe near Matterhorn, near the Matterhorn. So those parts with the interacting with the other characters has been good, and we do get to see more sentimental moments between the mom, Claudine, and the daughter, Wiley, so that's been good to read. So I'm gonna keep going with that before I go to bed. Also, I've literally had these braids in since last night, and I'm kind of rocking the Pippi Longstocking look right now. It's fine. I probably should take these out, but I don't want to. Maybe I won't. Ooh. Okay, don't mind me. I'm just gonna do my thing. Gotcha. Good morning, everyone, and happy Saturday. So, I'm about to head out for a event for my sorority alumni group, and yes, I did take out the braid. Look how curly my hair is. Anyway, so I did a little bit of reading of Bluebird Day this morning before I got myself ready to go. But, oh my god, it's well written. It is very well written. It's fast paced. I like it. It's a good palate cleanser for everything I've read lately. But oh my gosh, there are like so many moments where I need the characters to communicate, and there are so many moments where I'm sort of left on the edge of my seat because I'm like, okay, what exactly is the mom trying to hide here from her daughter? Like, what does she not want her to know about her upbringing and her past, and what exactly is going on here, lady? Like, just spit it out. What is it? So, yeah, I'm kind of left on the edge of my seat, and that's kind of a bit infuriating, but also encouraging me more to read it. So, I've got to stop right now because I do have to get going to my event because the lunch reservation is at 11:30, and it's probably going to take me like 30 minutes to get out there. So, I want to make sure I get enough time to get parking and find everyone else and group together with them. But then I want to come home later because I do have to cover on the train tonight as another character on the train, so I want to come back, get ready for that. But I'll provide another update when I can about Bluebird Day. Okay, everybody, I finally just finished Bluebird Day by Tady. So I just finished that up a few minutes ago. I was just updating my Goodreads and my Libby and all that book tracking stuff. So I ended up giving that one 3.5 out of 5 stars. There were moments of it that I loved where it had good quotes about the growth of the mom and the daughter's characters and their relationship, and showing a little bit more of a realistic approach of, okay, can I forgive somebody for this mistake, and is it worth forgiving over, and what boundaries are needed to be set in order to fully heal and recover from what was happening between them and what was going on in their own personal lives too. Those moments I loved. I would have liked to have seen the competition that they were supposed to go to,
but I really did like the background characters in this novel, so that's the reason for my rating. So I was able to pound out three books. Did I get through all of my books in my physical TBR? No, I did not. It's still growing, but I do think I would like to tackle more of it as time goes on and just continue this on as a series for each month as kind of like a little break in between to see how much more I can get into my physical books, as well as some of like my digital TBR as well on Libby, or even just like for Spotify audiobooks as well. So I'm gonna get there. It's gonna take me some time, but I'm proud of the progress I've made thus far. So if you stuck out with me for this long, thank you so much for watching, and if you're interested in reading any of the books that I've read for this video, please tell me your thoughts, and if you've read them, tell me what you thought, or if you're thinking about reading them, tell me what you're looking forward to or what questions you have, so that way I can try to guide you as best I can. So thank you everyone for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you all next time.